is Simon. I'm working for TNO in the Netherlands. And I have to say, I started with working with VR this year. So I'm a bit new to this, and I'm very happy that I'm actually able to come here today and to meet all of you and to see a bit what's on your agenda. And I'm also very impressed at the moment and very happy to see that many of the topics I'm also was struggling with are so well addressed. And before I worked with VR, I worked with video conferencing. So naturally, the idea was, okay, how can we bring that together? Because I also believe that VR should be a very social experience, a shared experience, and not an experience where you are detached from each other. And one thing we are aiming for is then also to do this with realistic, like photorealistic image quality. And how do you do that? So for TNO, we do applied research. So what we want to do is we want to foster innovation and we want to build stuff. And today I want to go with you through kind of what I experienced building my first VR experience and some problems along the way. So what did we do? So we want to have a shared experience where you sit with someone else on the couch and you see a TV program or you see a sports event or so on. So what we then built was a short wrap up to that utilizes A-frame, WebRTC, and a Dash player, and that really places you in a room with someone else and connects you. And you can see this is a bit of a fake because obviously I'm not wearing my clunky HMD here, right, which you usually would wear. And you also, but you can see there's a bit of a green screen blending happening. And I have to say, even though this is a very reduced complexity as what you would do when you start with these things, right? It worked quite well in terms of people interacting. So they were really looking at each other and they were really feeling present. So, but what I want to talk is three things: the user aspect, the multimedia aspect, and the browser aspect. So, looking at the user, what we want to do is we want to have an engaging experience while actually allowing people to interact. And one challenge there is, how do you position people in this space? And how do you map these images that are 2D or 3D into that space, right? And how do you position it and align everything? So we did a lot of like fixed positioning, but obviously you want to make it more dynamic. And also, what the other problem is, okay, but then how do you let people interact with the environment as well? So changing TV channels and or moving objects and all this kind of things. And that also comes then to the multimedia, So we need synchronization, and of course there's a lot of synchronization work already done in the browser. But for the VR, we have a bit higher restrictions. It has to be very precise. And we used Dash streaming now, but of course, if you go into more 360 experiences, you need to reduce the size even more. So you need probably other approaches to do that. And also very important is the spatial aspect from the audio and from the video to align all of that when you have very many multiple users and media. And so what my experiences was with this technology was, yes, I mean, these things were already mentioned here quite a lot. So there are different compatibilities of different browsers. And so we used Firefox with the web plugin, and that worked quite well for both the WebVR and the web spatial audio. But getting that on all browsers to run that was obviously a challenge. And even though saying it worked well, the performance was still not perfect, even though everything was kind of tried to be made perfect with a expensive computer and expensive hardware. So to wrap things up, what I wanted to say is, yes, you can make this, create this interactive experiences also very nicely and quickly with the technology, but there still things has to be much more tweaked in the performance area. And also we need some kind of annotations for how to position, how to synchronize objects, how to move that. And also what was mentioned before is this kind of more unified process of how you interact with this in the first place. gestures or other ways. Yeah, thank you very much.